Hello, this is Paul Bo Brookins, and welcome back to How to Play Dwarf Fortress. We're in part 8 now. In the last video we started our farming production in this area up here, and then if you go down here we started some workshops. I don't necessarily like having workshops outside. Well, actually I prefer not to have them outside, but in the beginning it's going to be important to have some things started out, so I went ahead and built some outside that I'm probably going to disassemble later. But let me go ahead and start the bed production. See, this guy did, if you noticed when I made the doors by hitting A and then D, I made 10 of them last time, and now there's what, 7, so he's already made 3 of them. So there's 3 doors sitting around somewhere. So in the small amount of time that I was talking about other things, he's made 3 doors out of rocks. Let me show you what to do if you accidentally make too many, or you queue up something that you don't want to make. Let's say I accidentally made an armor stand. I don't want to do that. You can hit C for cancel. So anytime you want to cancel something, you can just hit C while you're selecting it. And the way that you go up and down on these is using the plus and minus keys. So, and all this always shows up over here in our little UI menu, but it's nice to hear it from somebody's voice. Sometimes you're searching around and you don't really know what you're looking for. So let's go ahead and start our beds in the carpenter's workshop. See, I scrolled over to hovering over the carpenter's workshop, and we're going to hit A for add new task and B for bed. And you can also press plus until you actually hover over it and hit enter, and it will do the same thing. But if you know the keys, it saves you some time. So you can just hit A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, and I do it over and over and over until it fills up the whole screen. Now I know that I'm going to have the same amount of doors and beds because I made 10 originally here and 10 here. So we'll go ahead and let them make those, and in the meantime we're going to start our food production up here. I'm going to make one more room since those guys are done digging, and we're going to do that. I'm going to remove this designation. You don't want to dig outside of your mountain walls as very much at all. You're only going to want 1 or 2 entrances. I don't even like having a second entrance, but sometimes it's necessary. You're only going to want to have 1 or 2 entrances into your fort from the outside. So if you notice, I removed the designation from this wall right here because it would have allowed access from outside this outside area. These little up arrows are ramps, which just mean if you hit the up thing, the little left bracket, it'll go up a floor, and now you can see their little down arrows, which means they're sloping downward. It's just basically saying you can climb up the mountain on that tile. You can remove these ramps if you want to, but there's not really any reason to do so unless you're trying to prevent someone from moving from one place to another. It's useful when you're making pits and whatnot, but that's for another day. Let's go ahead and get in on our mining, or our farming here. So if you hit Q and you go over to the farm plot that we built earlier, it comes up with this menu and it shows you what you can plant in any given season. If you look here, there's 4 seasons. You can only select one at a time. There's A for spring, B summer, and the crops that you're allowed to plant in those seasons change. So in the summer you can plant pretty much anything. Almost everything is allowed in the summer because it's such a good season for farming, I believe. If you hit C for autumn or D for winter, you can switch between them. There's a couple other options here, but the only real thing you need to know about is you need to make a setting so that you're actually planting something every season. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to spring and press the minus key to switch to plump helmets and press enter. B, back to plump helmets again. I'm going to make this farm plot entirely plump helmets all year round. We're doing nothing but planting plump helmets. I like to have one farm plot that does only that because plump helmets are so useful and you have an abundance of them for the most part. Your dwarfs like them, you can make booze out of them, you can cook them, and they're just a nice little staple. So that farm plot is going to do nothing but plant plump helmets. So if we press, oh, and also we want to make some doors into this so they can dig it. Press resume. The miners are going after this room now. And here comes our little farmer. You see him up there. He started planting. And we finally gave him something to do. So he's planting. Okay, while he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and use this other area down here for what I use it for. This area down here is going to be used to make our workshops that involve food production. So remember, the workshops menu is in B for build, W for workshop, and we're going to want to build first a kitchen. Kitchen is Z. Makes a lot of sense because kitchens are Z. You place a kitchen. So I put it in the corner here, and now there's a little doorway on either side of this one. So I like to have a little doorway in between, like little. That's just how I like to do it. You don't have to have it like that, but that's how I like it. We only have one dolomite left. Oh no. So let's go ahead and make this out of logs, actually, then. And they'll build that. Another thing that we're going to have is a still. The still is where you make the booze. So we're already in the workshop menu, so we look down here, still is L. So, and just like the other thing, you can press plus and minus, and you can scroll manually, but it is a lot easier if you just hit the button. So we're going to put that beside it right here with one space in between, and you don't have to put a space in between, but that's how I like to do it. It's just all how you like to play the game. So somebody's going to come along at some point and build those, but in the meantime we're going to have to dig out some more rocks. Okay, we do have some designation for digging out some more rocks here, but I'll go ahead and go down. Here I'm going down Z levels to about, oh, they haven't even dug out these yet. Let's let them do some digging and catching up before we dig anything else out. So let's watch them do that. Our little carpenter here is building a bed, and our mason is building a door. He's going to run out of rocks to build doors out of soon. We've got the farmer, he built the still. So what you're going to want to do is almost immediately, well, we don't have any barrels starting out in this fortress, so it's not going to be very effective, but almost immediately you're going to want to start booze production. Let me go ahead and build one of the other workshops that we're going to want in the food production area. It's W, so BW, and we're going to want W again for Farmer's Workshop. Again, the abbreviations don't make any sense sometimes, but I mean, you run out of letters and you gotta do what you gotta do. So, replace the farmer's workshop. We're gonna make it out of logs again and have somebody come along and build that one, hopefully. And the reason I'm doing that is because we can... Okay, that guy came along and made our kitchen, so we can make some meals soon. We can turn all that milk that we brought into cheese, and then we'll have some empty barrels, because you can store multiple blocks of cheese in one barrel. So see, our farmers coming along and planting plants, and here's our miner over here doing some mining, ignoring all the fancy rocks that we have to mine. Oh, okay, they're coming back here. Okay, looks like we're almost out of time in this video, so in the next video I'll go ahead and show you how to get your food production started. We've already got everything set up perfectly. I'll go ahead and show you how I prefer to set up bedrooms, because we're going to have to dig those out next time. And I'll show you how to the introduction to stockpiles, because we're going to make a food stockpile next video to keep all our food in our food production area. But until next time, my name's Paul Bo Brookins. Like the video and subscribe to my channel if you liked it, and comment if you have anything to say. But until next time, we'll see you then.